Hello, lovely people. I can do the updates anywhere. I'm going to learn lots of lessons that I didn't need to learn on my own. I could have just listened to experts. And the problem is, you never really learn stuff just by being told it. A case in point, I spent 2 days this week preparing openings, 1 day per classical game over the board. And almost none of it was relevant because my opponents played like Queenside Castle in the French and E3 when they were facing the King's Indian. These aren't things I prepared for. These aren't real moves. They're real moves, of course they are. But they're not things in repertoires, things that grandmasters play, because we're not grandmasters. We're bloody 1,500 rated players. So lesson learnt, very little preparation needed for these games. I should focus on tactics and everything else, but not openings. I don't even like openings that much. I'm a convert to playing openings. Why am I playing openings? Because I keep getting crushed in rapid games because I play silly moves, ridiculous moves where I lose a tactic and three moves in I'm already worse. Okay, that's important. I need to stop doing that. But saying that, the games went well. I blundered a couple of times. My opponents blundered a couple of times. I didn't make myself proud, but I also didn't disappoint myself. I think one thing I'm pretty good at is being very unemotional looking at the board. Inside, I'm like, ah! But then outside, I'm like, ooh, or whatever the opposite of ah is. And I think that helps. I think when your opponent makes a move and then you just don't react at all, there's almost a sense where in their heads like, oh, this guy knows what he's doing. He must have expected this. And a few times I've played people, even this week. One time this week, my opponent blundered and then they said no. They actually couldn't help themselves go, oh, no. And before I was writing down their move, before I even saw that it was a blunder, I knew it was a blunder. And I've reviewed them and I'll make a video about that in the upcoming days. There is a ludicrously beautiful full moon that I've been sort of chasing as I've been filming these videos. So good. One of the issues of playing over the board games is that they almost always start at 7:30 in the evening in another town. And so given that they take ages and then there's travel, I'm getting home and probably in bed by after midnight, hours after normal. It means that it screws up, there's loads of birds. You're not going to be able to see that. It screws up my sleep, and that is something I can't really control, unfortunately. But it does affect me. And I'm now as much as I've ever been a creature of habit, and it screws with the habit basically. Because now I can't really sleep once it's sunny outside, and so I get up at around 5 anyway, or at least I can't get to sleep after about 5 anyway. Rapid games. I have been up until very recently, I was analysing every single one, which is good. I'm going to blame it on the lack of sleep. But I got seriously tilted, like lost about 100 rating points playing rapid games and didn't analyse any of those. And just couldn't play, just was like missing basic stuff. And it's one of those things, you go up and you're playing better than your actual abilities on average, and then you regress to the mean, and then you don't just regress to the mean, you go further down below the mean. And I'm trying to avoid massive swings, but I'm definitely in a massive swing phase. And I haven't yet got that back. But that's less of a problem. The rating is less of a problem. It's more just that I'm playing like poorly again, which isn't nice. And as soon as I start playing poorly, rather than focusing on the chess, I'm focusing on my poor play, and I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to make stupid mistakes again. And I'm not really thinking about the exact position that I'm in now. I'm not thinking about this game. I'm thinking about games in general, my abilities in general, etc. And then I haven't been updating that tracker. I just forgot about it all week. I haven't done any of that, unfortunately. So I will aim to start doing that properly, because that, I think, will be very useful. One thing that I've noticed when I'm analysing my own games is that I struggle to not just think, I'm sure there's something that the engine would tell me here, and then turn on the engine and see what the engine tells me. So it's necessary for me to do the whole analysis without having looked at the engine once. Otherwise, I can't help but just be in my own head like, okay, let's just have a quick look. Let's see what the very, very strong player that this engine is would say about this position. I want to know how your chess is going. How is your chess going? Do you play chess? If not, how are you doing? What's up with you? All right. Speak to you soon. Goodbye.